Yeah, I performed it one night for the July one night.
Yeah.
That was a big thing for me.
We were there.
Like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I was there. Front row,
Yeah, but still, tell us about it.
jumping up and down. Yeah.
Dude, it was just like such a great experience because like, even though like I rap, people assume that like you're always like wowed and like really confident, but confidence has actually been a struggle for me like my whole life until like 2 years ago, like when I started rapping and stuff. So it's such like a big milestone for me, like not caring what people think. I was just like, I'm just gonna go on stage and have fun and like rap my songs.
Yeah.
I don't care if anybody likes it. Like, it's fun. I'm just gonna do the best I can. So it's probably like that moment. This is it.
You survive. I still ain't in my peak, but I spear him like a tribe. You probably fell asleep, but it's time for you to wake up. JC3 is teaching, there's some work you gotta make up. I got my own style, I'm not your favorite rapper. Thank you God for the gift, now help me don't get like the Raptors. Rapping is competitive, only few winners. These dudes are so repetitive, they sound like fidget spinners.
Yeah, we're good to go.
Callie's Conlin, are you good? Okay. Callie, were you good? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, all right. We'll get started here. This is Generation Giants podcast. My name is Kyle, here with my co-host, Ashley Jacobs.
Hey, y'all.
Say hello to the world.
Hey, world. If
Ash-
you're listening to this, you're on the brink of something great, our
Oh my
podcast.
gosh, declare it. And we've
Yeah.
got our special guest here today, Brian Irby, special guesting, one of my buddies here. It's always so fun to get asked friends to come on the show whenever we have the opportunity to get together. And our featured guest, Josh Campbell, who is a part-time hip-hop artist. Anything I say incorrect, just tell me, Kyle, what the heck are you talking about? And then just correct me. So that can be the rule of the day. And you're 18 years old.
Yep.
18 years old. And we're here at the SEU building, so Southeastern University, partnering with Seacoast Church, where we all go to church here in Charleston. We're in their worship hall, where I got to have some awesome food the other day when I came for orientation. Shout out to Michael Root, who's a freshman here. And you guys are now going to school here.
Yeah.
And Josh, what are you really coming here to SEU for? What are you getting a degree in?
I'm doing ministerial studies. I want to go into youth ministry. I don't know like exactly how or like what specifically I want to do. It's just like something in that field, whether that's like an outreach program, like a youth pastor, whatever it is, just something with kids, I would say. Just like helping them like kind of find their identity.
Yeah. Gosh, we love that.
Yeah.
And so like myself and Ashley and Brian, we all serve in various ways here at Seacoast Church. Brian, you're at the Somerville campus.
Correct.
With high school and the little kids, right?
Kids Coast, yeah.
You were saying you were
third graders.
You were overdosing on the coffee this morning as you served with third graders, right?
Yeah, you have to keep up with them.
Yeah. You got to get on their level, dude.
Pretty much.
More power to you.
Literally, sometimes.
Yeah. Everything going well for you though?
Absolutely.
At Somerville?
Yes. Yeah,
Good.
I love the campus.
Good. And good to have you on as well, man. So we kind of linked up a little bit at summer camp, where actually our last episode we recorded was at summer camp. So anyone can go and listen to that episode and kind of watch the video too and kind of see what the summer camp looks like. We recorded right over the big lake area, and the Loch Ness Monster didn't make an appearance, which we were kind of bummed about a little bit. But it was a lot of fun. So it was cool getting to serve with you at summer camp.
Likewise, and thank you for the invitation to be on the show.
Yeah, maybe next year you can be on Team Valor and be on the winning team.
Funny.
I think we need to give the people some more information about the colors and the houses that you guys
From summer camp.
Yeah.
Well, Team Purple took
I heard you guys were all into
gold.
it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was red from head to toe. Yeah.
Oh.
Team Fury was mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, man, go Legend. That's the green one.
Oh,
Middle
man.
school.
Legend just made an appearance
Wow.
out of nowhere.
Man,
Yeah,
they had the best
representing.
cheer though. I think was it Legend that had the best cheer, or was
They
it
had a pretty good one, I think.
No, it was-
Conlin, whose was your favorite?
a Mayhem? That's it. Okay, Mayhem.
There's had some rhythm to it. I think Michael
Yeah.
Simmons was the originator of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Yeah, no, the colors are a big deal. Probably a little bit more for the ladies because I hear they go pretty hardcore on the glitter.
Oh, I did hear that last week too. So the glitter.
But and the guys don't really do the glitter, but we do the face paint. So it was a lot of fun.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
No glitter for me.
And so Josh, you
Josh, why don't you like the glitter?
wait, Brian, you actually had a lot of glitter. Now I remember. Didn't you glitter? Didn't
The
you go
truth
glitter on
comes
your beard
out.
or something?
Thanks for calling me out. No, I had no glitter on my beard. No, I had the tattoos, which were incredibly hard to get off.
Wow.
after. Yeah.
All right.
You
Well.
learned something new.
All right. Good old summer camp days. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So plug for summer camp. And Josh, you led the middle schoolers, as I remember. So
Right.
we were actually going to record with you at summer camp.
That's right.
And then we found out, I was going to the high school camp.
Yeah.
And then you were graduating high school. You were still around middle school. So that's
Exactly.
kind of how that worked. Well, we just kind of want to begin with some opening questions a little bit. Very difficult
Okay.
questions.
Oh yeah, I have a
You said you had some either ors.
this or that.
Okay. Why
Are
don't
you ready,
I think I'm ready.
guys? Are you ready?
Oh no.
Sure.
All right.
All right, let's
we'll
do it.
start.
Go
We'll
for it.
start a little easy. So, beach or mountains?
Mountains.
Mountains.
I've grown up in Charleston. I'm
You're in
still
the
a
wrong
mountain
place,
person.
guys.
Wow. Yeah,
You're in
we
the wrong place.
we live near the beach.
I'm gonna go
Okay.
with beach.
Beach.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah, Kyle. I would actually say the beach as well too. Yeah.
Cool.
But
Am I the only
didn't
mountain?
grow up
We just
here.
even that out. No,
No,
both
you
guys
two are both
You said
mountains.
mountain too?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Instagram or Twitter?
Instagram.
Instagram.
Okay. See, I knew you guys would say Instagram.
Facebook's not even an option.
Yeah, I took that out, Kyle.
I eliminated that months ago.
Yeah.
True,
So
dude. I limited that years ago.
I knew you guys were gonna choose Instagram, so here I am putting a plug for Twitter. It's not dead. Yes. Get back on the Twitter.
Twitter's not dead. He's surely
No.
alive.
Let's see, pancake or waffles?
Waffle.
Yeah.
That'd be waffle.
I would have to say waffle, especially since Waffle House just came back with the blueberry waffles. I'm just-
Oh.
Yeah.
Waffle House.
Huh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything.
Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah. I I'd say waffle too. I'd say waffle too because it can capture the flavor a little bit better.
And chicken and waffles too. Like,
Chicken and
It's
Yeah.
more versatile.
That
Like you can do
alone,
anything.
sir, you are
with
correct.
waffles.
You are
Pancakes is
correct.
like just pancakes, but waffle like you can do so much with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
There's so much culinary artistic expression to be had with waffles for
Right.
sure.
I'm right there with you guys.
Waffles?
for
4
sure.
out of 4.
Waffles.
Well done.
That was good.
Okay. Next, I've been like really focused on finances lately, so I need to know if you guys are a saver or a spender.
I'm in the middle.
Saver or
I'm in
spender?
the
How much
middle.
Please
debt
tell
are
me.
y'all taking out for college right now?
Yeah, that's not a good question to ask right now.
Okay. Or like, what do you hope to be, a saver or a spender? Wow.
Saver, definitely.
You hope to be.
Yeah, I was about to say a saver. For
One day I
sure,
long
right?
to be extremely in debt as a big spender.
Yes.
I want to be a spender. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
Yes.
Every day I try to be a better spender.
Savor for me.
Okay. Yeah. For
Yeah,
sure.
I mean that's so important. Like that's so underrated. People like never save their money, and then look where it gets them. Like if you don't save your money, like what
yeah.
are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, spitting it. Dude, I'm actually
I
gonna
love
make.
that 18 years old.
I'm gonna say saver/investor because I think putting your money to work eventually is
Yeah.
very important. So however
Like
you can
stock
do that.
market.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Right now, like personally, I have more money, most of my money in the stocks, but I'm also looking at this is kind of outside the scope, looking at real estate a little bit. Because you got to diversify your portfolio.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So stocks are a little bit volatile.
Wow.
So.
That's smart.
All
I
right.
feel like I'm on
But
the Ted Ramsay show.
step one though, yeah, put your money in a bank, get an emergency. Turn this into a Dave
Shout
Ramsey
out to
podcast.
Dave
Ramsey
Ramsey,
on
Right.
himself.
Yeah.
Well, I think all of us have done the financial peace stuff, right? Probably.
Yeah.
Most of us have.
Yeah.
Actually, you're doing it for like this third time, right? Or second?
No, actually, so
You're
I've
teaching
never
it.
like fully have done it. Callie is all into it, so finally I agreed to go through it, and I am on week 4, so that's why my saver spender kind of came out right here for you guys.
Wow.
Yeah. Here we
Good.
go, right there. So next, would you rather work alone or work in a group?
Group.
It depends what it is. If it's like schoolwork or something like that, where like you have to be specific about it and like get it done like fast or whatever, like probably alone. But like if it's something like ministry related, definitely in a group, I would say.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Ministry related. Define what would be an example of that?
Just like church leadership or like small groups or something, like it's better to do that kind of stuff in groups. But if it's something like school, then I'd rather like do that alone. Just
Yeah.
like get it done really fast, but
Yeah.
bigger stuff then definitely groups.
I'm with you. A small group with one person is really boring.
Well, you know what I mean, like leader-wise and all that. You know what I mean. Come on.
I agree. Which one were you, Brian?
Group. Yeah,
Group,
definitely
yeah.
group. Yeah, all around group.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Kind of how I am.
That's
Kyle?
cool. I lean more toward the individual, but I appreciate the need for a group. Groups are necessary, and
Yeah.
it depends. Depends what you're doing.
Yeah.
Everything's probably partially you're doing something as an individual, but you're also in a bigger group to some extent. You know,
That's good.
if you like zoom out a little bit, I think
Yeah.
we're all kind of part of something bigger.
Oh, that's
It's
deep,
got a
Kyle.
little-
That's
yeah, I
good.
just
good.
figured I'd try to get a
Yeah.
little deep on that.
I like that. Okay, last one. Work hard or play hard?
Both.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Work hard for me,
Yeah.
all around.
I mean, what's the saying? Work hard, play hard. I mean, you can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
You can't work too much, but you can't play too much.
I think that was the name of one of our episodes a while back.
Work hard, play hard. Well,
Yeah.
I threw this in for you, Josh, so we could work hard, play hard, get us going.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about what you do.
I like
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask
Nice.
before we get a little more into your story. So, I also have some this or that's.
Yes. Okay. Wonderful.
So, and these are more for Josh, but really for everybody.
Okay.
I don't know if these are categorically the same, but I've got a few here.
Okay.
Nelly or Jay-Z?
Jay-Z, easy.
Jay-Z?
Easy. Yeah.
Okay.
That
Brian,
was
how about you?
quick.
I would go with Jay-Z.
That was quick. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I
Ashley,
mean-
what are you?
Yeah, Jay-Z.
What in the world? See, I'm going to
What
go with
about you?
Nelly, okay?
Wow.
Or
Why?
Jay-Z.
Okay.
Jay-Z's like a top
Nellyville,
5 rapper. He's
Nellyville was like one of my first
Nellyville.
CDs. Can I get an amen from anybody? Nellyville from like 2000, like 2000.
Throwing it back.
Way back.
All right, well, glad I'm in the minority there. Lecrae or Propaganda?
Lecrae. Lecrae is like one of my favorite rappers. Easy.
Yeah.
Like top 2 favorites for me. So
Yeah, that was
Lecrae,
quick.
easy.
That was quick.
Yeah, same.
Lecrae.
Love Lecrae. Yes.
All around.
Yeah.
Lecrae, all around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Propaganda was on our Alpha series the other day, so that
Oh,
was
yeah.
pretty cool. He's also been on some podcasts I listened to. I haven't really gotten to his music. I'm sure he's good. Yeah, I like Lecrae too. I first heard Lecrae actually. I went to Passion. Y'all heard of Passion? It's like for college and
Yeah, yeah.
up to like
Yeah.
age 25, I
Uh-huh.
think. Yeah, so this was a couple years ago, but Lecrae was one of the ones on the last day that performed, and like he killed it. And I didn't
Yeah.
know who he was, so everyone was all excited. I was like, I don't even know who this guy is, but he's like really killing it right now.
He's really good live.
So
Yeah.
and that's another thing. You can have a great CD, but live's a whole nother story, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So he really was able to do both. Okay, that's cool. All right, well, NF or Post Malone?
Oh, that's good. Post Malone isn't really like a rapper in my opinion, but like
Well, that's why I don't even know these are categorically the same. I've just been listening to rap for the last 3 hours trying to.
Prepared
he makes really good
yourself.
music though.
Wow.
I would still say NF, but I still like Post Malone.
You still say NF? You like Post? Yeah, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting you asked that question because I remember one of the first podcasts that I listened to, you actually talked about Post Malone and you did not know at the time what Post Malone was and they had to educate you.
And I sound like I know what I'm talking about now.
Exactly, because that's when I educated myself and started Googling it and looking on iTunes and whatnot. So I started listening to it, but I would have to say NF.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, cool. Yeah, I'd say NF too.
Yeah.
Personally,
I'm there with
I think
that.
he's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a side question, since you're in the hip hop, should I call it hip hop? Should I call it rap? What should I call it right now?
Whatever you want.
Okay, hip hop. Since you're in that field, do you consider NF to be like a Christian rapper? Some people try to associate those two together
Oh,
with him a
yeah.
little bit. What are your personal opinions?
I mean, I just think he's a great artist. Like, he's a Christian who raps. He described it himself. He was like, if you have a Christian who's a plumber, you don't call him a Christian plumber.
Yeah.
You just call him a plumber.
Right.
And I think it's
I only
the
hire
same thing
Christian
with hip hop.
plumbers.
So yeah.
Business card only.
But yeah. That was good.
No, I think that's great what you said about how, you wouldn't hire just.
I just can't stop, man. I
Still
can't
going.
stop from that one.
We're gonna take some time to gather ourselves. And
Yeah.
go. Yeah, I think that's awesome what you just said about how Christian rappers, you wouldn't just describe them as just a Christian rapper. I think
Right.
they're still a rapper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because I have the same kind of debate go on too. Because I listen to a little bit different genre, like heavy metal type music. So there's
Yeah.
some bands like August Burns Red, or The Devil Wears Prada, and then a few others who are more explicitly Christian. But yeah, there's always people want to put a label, which
Yeah.
That can be a whole other conversation itself we can talk about a little bit later on the show. And is it right to put those kind of labels on artists, or is it, should it be enough just to say the artist is being themselves, which that brings in beliefs with faith? I mean, I feel like if you're an artist, almost everyone does have some kind of beliefs in spirituality and religion. So if you are an artist and not talking about it, one could make an argument that you're not even being that genuine. Right. If you never talk about that stuff, which I think everyone has some kind of beliefs. So it's kind of an interesting thought. But wow, Ashley, those were good this and that questions you came up with.
Thank you. I really tried to lead us into opening up so we could all.
Yeah, that was beautiful. And well, Josh, why don't you give us a little bit more rundown then of kind of number one, what inspired you to kind of start hip hop, and just kind of give us that story of how you started writing and performing hip hop music.
Yeah, so I've kind of loved hip hop like my whole life. I've grown up on it. My parents love it too. Huh. So just like being a kid.
I always had to hide it from my parents.
And like school. Listening to
it was Lil Jon the East Side Boys, a little bit different story.
Lil Jon.
It's a lot different. But it's always been like a part of my life. And I've always loved it, and like, I found it to be like really relatable and like, conscious hip hop of like people who rap about like, pain or like what they're going through, or even, like Christian rappers too. So it's just like, finding a lot of influence in that, and just like how it applied to my own life and some artists. And then it just inspired me to, like do my own thing and just see where it goes. So I'm still not like some like big rapper or anything. Like it's really small right now, but I just love to make music. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So music kind of inspired you. Was there any specific point or any specific artist that kind of made you think, this is like really cool?
Actually, like what we were talking about earlier, Lecrae.
Yeah. Like
I listened to Lecrae when I was going through like a really hard time, and like, this is pretty cool. So I got into Christian rap from there. I just like started listening to everybody and all that. And then like a year or two later, I'm like, why don't I try this out? So it just started off with me like just freestyling, and like when I'm alone, like even in the car now, like I always just freestyle. And I'm like, what, I should make a song. And then I made my first song, and I fell in love with it. And then just from there, I was trying to keep it going. So
yeah. And I don't know if we've asked you yet. What's your hip hop name?
It's JC3 Raps. Follow me on SoundCloud.
JC3 Raps at JC3 Raps.
Be real. Follow him on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm coming out with some new stuff soon. Like my old stuff is still good, but it could be better, like compared to what I've been working on.
Oh man.
So like when I hear my old stuff, I'm like, this could have been better, but I'm excited to like put out some new music soon.
Dude, that's great. That's like the story of our life. Like you always, especially with me, even just with this podcast or anything else, you go back to like a year ago and you're like, I feel like that was the best I could do at the time, but now like this is my best, and then you get to see progress. It's really cool.
Definitely.
Which that goes with anything, like running, for instance, is another thing that I do. It's like I can look back on maybe years ago and be like, this used to be a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
And now it's so easy to just run.
It's so easy
5 miles
to run a quarter mile. Actually, yesterday there was a 9/11 Heroes Run on Daniel Island, and so they went right where I live. So I just kind of jumped in the race, just kind of did it. It was a 5K.
There you go.
Kind of jumped together.
But yeah, this might be self-incriminating though, because I also took a bottle of water and a towel when I finished the race.
I'm calling the cops.
Yeah, so a little bit self.
Right
they might
now.
come looking for me.
Right now. Sorry, we're gonna have to finish this podcast at a later date.
Yeah, the popo's coming in right now.
So I have a question. Like, where do you get your inspiration for your songs? Like, how does that start?
Question.
You just say like, today I'm gonna try and write a song, or like things are going on?
It's always my mood.
Okay.
So if I'm in like a happy mood, I write a happy song. If like I had a bad day or something, like I don't always put out everything I make, but sometimes I just like, make a song like about the day and just kind of keep it to myself. But yeah, I think ultimately like I'm inspired to like make music because of like God and like what He's done for me. So
it's like kind of like your way to share like your testimony and your
yeah,
beliefs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I also want to share like you know, you can be a Christian and still be like just as hype as like anybody else.
Yeah.
Like, just because you're a Christian doesn't mean, you know, you have to like wear a suit and tie every day and like be really like religious. Like you can be spiritual and like
I wear a robe
just
just to
as
look
fun.
religious.
Oh yeah, me too. Just depends.
Well, it's like
Depending on the day.
Everyone has this idea of like what either a spiritual person is or what a person of high moral values are, whereas it's always changing. It's just these ideas you have. Like a suit and tie makes you look like you're nice and crisp or whatever, but back in the day, is you know, you wear a robe or whatever, 'cause they probably didn't have suit and ties. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So all right. So you get inspiration from Lecrae, everyday life.
Yep.
So would there be one performance or one achievement that you've gotten to experience so far in writing and performing that, you know, kind of comes to mind you're most proud of?
Yeah, I performed it one night for the July one night.
Yeah.
That was a big thing for me.
we were
It's
there.
like, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
you
I
were.
was there, front row.
Yeah, but still tell us
Jumping up and down. Yeah.
Dude, it was just like such a great experience because like even though like I rap, people assume that like you're always like, you know, loud and like really confident, but confidence has actually been a struggle for me like my whole life until like 2 years ago, like when I started rapping and stuff. So it's such like a big milestone for me of like, you know, not caring what people think. I was just like, I'm just gonna go on stage and have fun and like rap my songs.
Yeah.
I don't care if anybody likes it. Like it's fun, and I'm just gonna
Yeah.
do the best I can. So it's probably like that moment where I'm like, you know, this is it, man. Like I like this. So
Yeah. What kind of advice would you give to someone who's kind of stuck in their shell like that?
Yeah.
How would you encourage them to, you know, get up there and do what you did?
just do it, man. Like
Do it.
just like,
Yeah,
like
just
you
do
said,
it.
you know? It's like don't care. Just, if you're passionate for something, don't ever let anybody tell you like you can't do it or like you don't have what it takes. All that stuff, you know. Just like if you have a dream, chase it. Doesn't matter what anybody says. No matter how ridiculous that you think your dream is, it's really not that far off. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, if you want it bad enough and you press into it and you block out like what people say to you, I mean, you can, and you have God on your side, you can do anything you want.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean,
Well
that's
said.
good.
Well said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a couple things stick out there to me is number one, having fun. 'Cause, you know, if as long as you're having fun, whether people enjoy it or not, I mean, you had fun. So,
Yeah, exactly.
like, that's
Yeah.
all. That's all you can really ask for is that you enjoy what you do. You know.
Mhm.
And then number two that comes to mind there is, I think it's natural to want to put conditions on what it looks like to have something be successful, or have conditions on our own dreams. Like, I'll do this if, or this was a success if, you know, X happens, or if,
Yeah.
you know, X amount of people clap at the end, or if it's this loud at the end. Whereas there's never really, like, I don't know if there's really ever a quantitative, like, measure in every circumstance. It's like what we should be aiming for. I mean, I feel like as long as you're being genuine and you're doing what's fun and it feels authentic, feels genuine, and it's just something you enjoy doing, I think that's probably most important.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, any performance, I mean, how do you, I don't know, do you gauge performances? Like, how do you know if you feel like it was good?
Just like the audience's reaction. Because like when
Yeah.
you're performing, I read this tip online. It's not about like what you're doing. You just want to like involve the audience and, you know, make sure
Yeah.
like they're like interacting with you. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
What if you have no audience?
That's not performing. I mean, what? Wait, what do you mean?
Like, if you have no audience, how do you know it was good?
Like
Like
if
what-
you're just
I'm so
practicing.
confused.
Like, if you have,
Like, how do I know if
The
it's
same
good
que-
when I'm practicing?
yeah, like, you know, it's something good.
Like,
you don't have
Okay. Yeah, like the
Yeah,
practice,
yeah.
right.
well, like, I might like practice like, how do I word this? Like, I might do a song, but I'll do like a practice run, like with my mic, and I'll play it back and see how it sounds, and see like in the vocal take if I need to come back with more like intense delivery or like, you know, that kind of stuff. See like if the flow like matches and all that. So I always like record it, play it back, and then see what I need to work on from there. So
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I guess right now, are you kind of a one-man show as far as the production aspect goes, or do you have any I don't know, technical people that like review
Yeah.
you know, the data. I don't even know what to call it really. Data.
Yeah.
Like the
The
recordings.
songs.
Or, you know, is it
Yeah.
really just you know, mixing and finalizing?
It's me and my little brother.
Okay.
My little brother like helps me like mix all the songs, but like production.
How old is he?
He's 15.
15? Okay.
Mhm. But production wise, everything comes from YouTube, because you can use like a YouTube beat. You just have to like, you know, put it in the song title, produced by, and then the producer's name, as long as you don't like make any money off of it. So that's what I do.
Yeah, sure.
So when you're making your songs, like, do you go from a beat, or do you go from like the words that you have and then pair it
tell
to
us
a
your
beat?
secrets.
Yeah, how? Not
Okay.
like your secrets, but like,
No, tell
how
us
does
your
it
secrets.
work? Like, if I was aspiring to be a hip hop artist, what
Yeah.
would I need to do?
It starts with the beat, and then you have to like build in the parts of the song and the lyrics and the hook and all that. You have to build it around the beat,
Okay.
and then you have to like kind of change your voice, and like delivery is like how you say the words.
Uh-huh.
You have to kind of like tweak it along with each part of the beat, so that it all sounds like your voice is like one instrument along with the rest of the beat.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's very cool.
Hmm. You want it to like completely match and, you know, flow and all that. So.
Wow. So like, how much investment have you put in like really studying how to be a hip hop artist and how to like do the job well? You know, like just wake up one
What
day
would it take?
saying,
Yeah, what would it take to like
Yeah.
try to get to where you are for like anybody else out there starting from square one?
Start freestyling, because that's like,
So what does that mean? Like get a beat with no lyrics and just start?
yeah, you just like go off the top of your head and just try to like rap and see how it goes from there. And then like the more you freestyle with a beat, like you kind of get a feel for it, and then, you know, you'll know like what to write and like how to match it from there. But that's like the key. Anytime I make a song, I freestyle on it first and I record it, and then I play it back, and I'm like, okay, well, I could put this here and this hook could go here. So you just kind of like play it by ear, and you just kind of go with like, you know, whatever the beat's telling you. It sounds kind of weird.
Yeah,
but
whatever the
that's what you
beat
do.
is telling you.
Yeah, just do whatever the beat said, man. So
If
what?
only it were that easy.
When you say put the hook here, all
Yeah.
right, tell me more about what that means. You put the hook. What?
Well,
is
like
that
the
just
chorus,
like? Is that another way of saying the chorus?
yeah, chorus, hook. It's like the same thing.
Okay.
That's like the meat
hook
of the
sounds
song.
better though. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Hook sounds better in the field of hip hop.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Chorus is very
sure.
chapel-y.
Yeah.
Chapel-y, as we're in a chapel.
Let's move the
Yeah.
chorus of this hardcore rap song.
Thou shalt move the chorus.
Yeah.
Thou shalt move the chorus to this part. Thou shalt spitteth the bars.
Yeah, dude, if the Lord's
Spit it.
asking you to move it. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I don't know necessarily where. So I was sharing with our team my rap song, which I'm not going to get too into, but
It's
I
out
wrote-
there.
It's out there.
It's out there.
I wrote and recorded a rap
Let
song,
people.
and I had.
You did?
Yeah, no, it's out there.
Play it to me.
It's called Integrate It. But anyway,
You know,
I had
like the mathematical term, integrated.
right. It's a math song. So I had the benefit, though, of using Webby's Independent song as a basis.
INDEPENT. Yeah.
So I had that benefit. So whenever I wrote and recorded my only rap song ever, I had the benefit of already having a rhyme scheme and a beat and all this stuff.
You just had to fill in the blanks with the math terms.
I just filled in the blanks with like calculus, AP calculus words and vocab. That's all I really did. So it was like really easy. So like I'm trying to picture, I mean, can you help me and maybe others out there when all you have is like a blank slate? I mean, are you just writing down words and you just is that not a good segue? I mean, Brian's losing it right now.
No,
Like,
I think we're
I'm
all
trying to
just
maintain
like
composure.
visualizing.
I'm trying to visualize it.
Yes.
I can't really
Your
see you
rap
rapping.
video.
No, I really can't see you rapping
Oh,
either,
bro, my
dude.
name was Money K, dude.
Money
Oh,
K
Money
on
K.
the track.
Yeah.
All right, Money K. Let's make a song.
Money K.
Money K.
Oh yeah, dude, just look it up on YouTube. It's got like 3,000 views.
Okay.
It was
That's
published
what
like
you
10
need
years
to be
ago.
successful. 3,000 views.
Yeah, it's very educational.
No, yes, as a math teacher, I would support that song.
Yeah, Ashley, if you
Yeah.
haven't shared it to at least 1,200 students by now, you're wrong.
Wow. You know, it's a little above our level on the algebra scheme of things, but I do,
You can
speaking
never
of
start
like
too early.
rap music and hip hop, we do use like YouTube videos and popular songs to learn our formulas and
Yeah.
everything. So I think that could be something.
quadratic equation. I remember
Yes.
learning a song to
Oh, yeah.
remember that.
Yeah, so like the throwback to the quadratic
Negative
equation.
AB squared minus
Minus
2AB
two-
or something.
Very
2 times.
close.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
close. Yeah, so like it used to be to Pop Goes the Weasel, but now I teach my kids the quadratic formula to Soldier Boy. So stuff like that, we're moving.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
That's
delightful.
really cool.
Yeah,
don't know how you
hip
do
hop,
that.
y'all.
And it works, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It totally works because that's
Yeah.
what they're connecting with.
Okay, well, attention's now directing toward you, Ashley. So,
Wow.
do you
Money K.
freestyle? Do you freestyle for them with the Soldier Boy
No.
beat, or is there already a rip off
No.
of Soldier Boy?
There's already a rip off of Soldier Boy. I am like a very planned person, so freestyling,
Okay.
I don't understand. So like the way you do that and you freestyle to make your songs, I'm like very impressed.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
hard.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just practice like with anything. You know, I've done it for like, I've freestyled for like years with no intention of like actually putting out music. So when I started like putting out music, I'm like, oh, okay, this sounds familiar. And like I had a little bit of an advantage just from doing that. But anyway, that was off topic. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, that's the thing. That's
There
right
is no
on.
off topic
Yeah,
here.
Just
Really?
rap music. Yes.
Well, yeah, there could be plumbers. So,
No, you did
Christian
not go to that.
plumbers.
so okay. All right, so let me ask you this. So you got into hip hop and rap because like, what would the blank be? Because blank.
I think it's a way for you to like express yourself. And since I've always been like a quiet kid and all that, I was that way until I started rapping and making music. So it like allowed for me to like, you know, put a piece of myself in the song,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It sounds like kind of deep and all that, but
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like that's the kind of music, like we were talking about NF a little bit. Like I
Yeah.
feel like one reason NF has gotten popular, and one reason that I like him is because it does feel really genuine. You know,
Yeah.
like he's just sharing
I agree.
stuff about his life.
he puts his like heart in everything
Yeah.
he does. That's why it's so good and like,
Yeah.
so emotional and all that.
Yeah, and it's kind of taken a turn from the hip hop rap that I kind of listened to in middle school
Yeah.
with Crunk
Lil
Juice
Jon.
and
Crunk juice.
that was
I
Lil
don't
Jon's
even
first
remember.
CD, bro.
I don't even
Anyway, with
remember.
Yeah.
anyway stuff like that and like
Mhm.
other artists like that, which they're catchy, but I think having
The
I mean, I always
meaning.
think the lyrics and the messages are like so important to the music, and it's
Yeah.
unfortunate because I think the hip hop community, you know, that enjoys listening, you know, often you get into it because it just sounds good for whatever reason, just sounds cool and good.
Yeah.
And then it's like years later, you come to find out you just listened to a song hundreds of times that talked about lyrics that are total trash, right? Either just have
Yeah.
no value or actually have negative value, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's a problem whenever you listen to something over and over, even if you're not intentionally, consciously thinking about the lyrics, but those words
Yeah.
that are I don't even, negative is not even the right word, but, you know, lyrics just talking about just not
Yeah.
good stuff.
So
Yeah,
speaking
definitely.
of like meanings and lyrics, like what is your hope for your listeners?
I want them to like listen to a song I put out and just think like, well, I kind of relate with that. You know, whether it's like a positive feeling or a negative feeling, or just like kind of putting myself out there and then
Yeah.
to allow them to listen to it and just be like, okay, like, you know, I feel that, like, I see where you're coming from. I'd say that.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. I mean, kind of the only preset question that I was going to ask you is, and you may have already answered it, is, I mean, is there one idea or one value that, you know, you hope to convey to others out there, either through your music or just through what we're talking about right now?
I would say identity, like always have your identity in Christ and like
Mm-hmm.
don't care what other people think. Just put your identity in Christ and everything else will follow. You know?
Yeah.
Like what matters is what God thinks of you and not what like other people do, you know?
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit on the phone the other week about just being
Yeah.
willing to be yourself, right?
Yeah.
Right? And be original, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, can we maybe talk a little bit more about that and what
Yeah.
that could mean, especially you know, for you guys to chime in as well. But you know, I imagine it's it's probably, do you find it a challenge personally? I mean, do you wrestle with it, you know, being original, because there's not that many 18-year-old dudes out there. They're like, you know, putting themselves out there in music, you know?
Yeah, I mean, being original, like, it can be a challenge. But, like, you know, just what I was talking about, like, if you just work on it and, you know, wait, I'm going to lost for words, sorry. Let me think about how to put it. Wait, repeat the question again, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, do you wrestle with being yourself, and because who you are is, or at least some of these things that you do are pretty unusual, I would say, and I think we need more people that are unusual. So I mean, do you wrestle with that being sort of yourself and in that way?
Yeah.
And then what encouragement could you offer?
Yeah, I used to until I found Jesus. So like that's the biggest thing.
Okay.
Is until you put like your faith in God, you know, everything else in your life is just going to take you off course. So you can't really be original if you're trying to be like everybody else. So if you're following the crowd, you know, you just want to fit in, and how are you going to be original? But when you have God on your side and like, you know, he shows you like who you really are, you know, that's when you can become like an original person. But until then, you're just going to be a carbon copy like everybody else, because that's just our human nature, you know. So we want to be followers, but God will make you a leader.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, be a leader. That'd be a good tagline, I'd say. And we always, I think, are following somebody. Like it's definitely good to look up to people, whether it's a mentor, like obviously as a Christ follower, we look up to Jesus, you know, for value and for character and that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So I think we're always still following people, but it's adding what they represent to yourself as opposed to like becoming somebody else, I think would maybe be the distinction there, you know?
Yeah. That's good.
You know, like trying to take positive qualities from those around us and add it to ourselves instead of just
like copying.
Yeah, instead of just copying, right? Yeah, because then it'll just fall apart. You know, you're like trying to be this thing that then someone asks you like, why are you doing that? Or why do you dress that way? Or why do you look like that? Or why do you wear those type of clothes? And you're like, oh, I don't know.
Just being myself.
I don't know.
Yeah. That's all you can be.
Yeah.
Just be yourself. Best version
of
yourself.
Just be yourself. Yeah, be what you're.
Yeah.
You know, be comfortable with yourself. I think that's really good.
Be who you're created to be.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, and I think it's also important to add that you don't like have to make this music, but that you get to make the music, and that's your way of like speaking life into others and setting a good example and being that leader that you talked about. And it's kind of like an act of worship is how you make your songs.
Yeah, anything can be worship.
Yeah.
I mean, even hip hop, because like if I'm making it about God, and like when I do something, I give glory to God, that's worship. You know, it doesn't matter what it is. But like that's the whole principles of worship, is saying like, you know, God, you got it, and without you, I would be nothing. You know, that's what worship is. So any way you go about doing that is worship. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be like, you know, the guitars and the drums. Like that is worship too. But I'm just saying like there's other ways of worshiping rather than like, you know, the traditional way. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, to me, a lot of worship has to do with the word surrender and just being willing.
That's good.
You know, being willing to put, you know, a higher purpose above your own immediate desires or immediate purpose, like your immediate desires might say. I'm gonna go get a triple fudge sundae right now, but then you're like, wait, I have a 5K that I need to train for, and the Lord told me to do it, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on that? And then I brought something prepared I was going to read.
Oh, what you got?
Okay, y'all ready for it?
Can't wait.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I need to think of a name for this. I don't know if it's even enough to call it a segment, but I try to read something or at least bring up a story from like a story of mine to add value and like development and that sort of thing. So I haven't really figured out a name for this. I don't know if I should call it like Circle Time with
Kyle's
Kyle.
Corner.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to call it.
Money K's Corner.
Money K. You have to use the name Money K.
Money K's Corner.
Money K.
Yeah.
From now on in this podcast, just refer to me as Money K.
All right,
Okay,
Money
for the
K,
rest
you
of the
got it.
No, I meant just like forever, not just today.
Yes.
Okay, you got it.
Well, I don't know what to call this segment, but anyway, so I try to add value from books that I've read. So I just finished a book called Living with a Seal. Really great book, really funny. It's by a dude named Jesse Itzler. I've been sharing parts about it with family because it was just like really funny. Anyway, Jesse Itzler's he's an entrepreneur, owns several businesses. He helped start the coconut water company Zyco, and then I think Coca-Cola bought it. We'll have to check with my Coca-Cola rep if Coca-Cola bought Zyco. But anyway, and he's an ultra runner, so he's like cool. So anyway, in this book, he hired a guy named David Goggins to live with him. Some people may know who Goggins is because he's a crazy SEAL dude. It's endurance, sports, and all this. So I'm in the endurance sport game a little bit, and so it's a really cool book. Really funny. Some of this I may have to edit. Yeah, I'll probably have to edit as I read this, so I apologize, but I'm going to edit a little bit. But I'm going to read a couple pages, and then we'll draw a little bit from it, I think. As I put a note from this section that I'm going to call Never Let Them Boo You, and that's kind of the main point of the section. Then we can maybe talk about it. So that sound good?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So it's he starts out 11:45. Seal walks in. He doesn't call him by his name, so Seal. He reminds me that it's almost noon and I have a 12:30 meeting today with the Zyco sales team. I kiss my son on the forehead with a big smooch and head out the door with Seal. I've got on a winter coat and my Knicks knit hat. Seal has a t-shirt and jeans on. His shoulders are angled up into his neck as we walk to work and his hands are in his pockets. He must be cold. This is unusual for him. I've never seen his body look like this before. We were on a direct walking path to my office today, which is also unusual. Like normally they would kind of like take the long way, carrying like 50 pounds on their back. Sarah, his wife, convinced Seal the weighted vests were a bad idea, so we look like civilians today. I guess Seal doesn't think there are any imminent issues en route, or maybe he feels the urge to change our pattern so we are less likely to be detected. Whatever the case, it's a normal person's commute, a direct shot. As we hit the corner of 57th and Broadway, we wait for the walk sign. You ever worry about all these meetings you take? Like, what if the direction isn't going the way you want it to go? Never let them boo you, I say. One of Seal's eyebrows arches. No matter what, you can never let them boo you. You have to control the situation. His shoulders immediately drop down into a normal position, and he asks, what do you mean? Can I tell you a story, I ask. The walk sign illuminates. Sure, just as long as it's not about the big red chicken, he says. Okay, well, after my video debut on MTV Raps, so Jesse also was a former rap guy. I went on tour to support my CD. My first single, Shake It Like a White Girl, was starting to get national radio play. While I was on the road, I got a call from Mike Ross, a promoter. I had reached out and asked if I would perform at the Increase the Peace charity benefit in Atlanta. Apparently the promoter was getting African-American artists and Caucasian artists to come together and play one big benefit show. One of the biggest acts were confirmed. I guess Vanilla Ice was booked that day because they called me as the Caucasian representative. The show was at the Georgia Dome in downtown Atlanta, and they bussed in about 25,000 kids from all over Atlanta to attend. I'd known the crowd was going to be tough, but they were worse than I'd anticipated. The kids were unruly. There were fights in the stands. They were throwing stuff at the stage. They had to keep putting the house lights on to control the audience, and they booed everyone. I mean everyone. It was insane. Shortly before I was supposed to go on stage, LL Cool J was on. They had moved up his start time because he had another gig later that night, and he had to fly out. The fans in Atlanta, they booed LL. I was like, if this crowd is booing LL, I'm in big trouble, real big trouble. They were booing L. I'm supposed to go up and sing my song, Shake It Like a White Girl. I couldn't figure out how I was going to get out of this thing. I did not want to go on. I was physically sick. When the MC of the event introduced me, it was even worse. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Los Angeles, California, give it up for my main man, Jesse James. So there's all caps in the book. So silence, radio silence. I could see the whites of the eyes of the fans in the first row. They were pissed. I don't know at what, but they were pissed. Before the crowd could even get the B and boo out of their mouths, I came up with a crazy idea. My label had given me some free t-shirts to give away. I grabbed the cordless mic from the sound man backstage, but also grabbed a pile of 100 or so t-shirts and took them out with me. Atlanta, Georgia, do you want some free stuff? Stuff? I yelled at the crowd. Yeah, they screamed back. You all want some t-shirts in the back section? Yeah. To my left? Yeah. I kept throwing out t-shirts until they were all gone. Then, before anyone could even react, I said, "Good night, Atlanta. Love you guys and enjoy the show. Color Me Bad is on next." Then I walked off the stage. I didn't sing a word, but I didn't get booed either. Remember when you told me to control my mind the first day you moved in with me? Well, I'm telling you in business, control the situation. And then Seal says, "Yo, Jesse, man. Mother freaking Jesse. You see? That's what I'm talking about, mother freaker. That's what I'm talking about." Seal says, as we get to the entrance of my office building. I probably could have left that last paragraph out.
Probably,
but-
yeah, probably.
All
But
right.
Anyway.
You censored it. You're good.
Yeah, I censored it, right. I don't know, one episode we just did beep.
Beep.
So yeah, we just did that. So I thought that was a cool section of the book, you know, because it's interesting, like, to what extent can you control the situation? And then, you know, just the whole idea of just never letting others boo you, you know. I mean, whenever I read that, I tried to think about other situations, obviously, because I'm not getting on stage and performing a rap song in front of a bunch of students like you might be doing. But I think about it in a business meeting or something, where in any business meeting or in any situation, people often come at it with maybe a defensive attitude, or, you know, like, you kind of have to present yourself selling the message you're trying to give. And I think it's important that, you know, while you can't control people's minds,
Right.
you can control what you say and what you do and change your strategy. You know, try to understand human nature and how people think, and use those tools to create a better scenario for yourself. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Can you control the situation like Jesse was saying?
You want to go?
I
What do you
think
think?
Well, I think it's about perspective. You have to controlling the situation. There's plenty of times when I did not have control of the situation, and I allowed it to get the best of me, and not knowing what my strengths are, and not having God behind it. 'Cause that's my motto: if God's in it, you're gonna win it.
That's good.
Fire.
If God's in it, you're
right?
gonna win
If
it.
God's in it, you're gonna win
There's
it.
your next line.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dude,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
My
you're
ghostwriter.
welcome.
The
I'd
hook.
be writing that down.
I get
right now.
royalties from that.
Money K's gonna take that.
Yeah, that's gonna be my next single.
But if you don't have that perspective, if you don't come in with it with that confidence and that perseverance, saying I'm going to own this, just like you're going in for a job interview. You know, you may not have all the skills and qualifications, but it's that demeanor, it's that energy that you're going to bring into that room.
That's good.
That's going to enable you to build confidence not only within yourself but also the people around you. So you may not have all the skills and qualifications to be able to, like he did, to step on that stage and sing that song, but if you come into it with the mindset that I'm going to own this because God's got me and that's all I need, and you step on that stage,
that's
whatever
good.
your
That's
stage
good.
may be, and you step on that stage and you take control and say, God, I know you got me, so I'm just going to go with it, and
Yeah.
I guarantee it's going to be 100% every time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, that's
That's
fire.
really good.
Own,
Yeah,
own
that's
it.
really
Own it.
good. Yeah.
Own it. Yeah. Yeah, the
Stage.
energy and the presence that you bring.
Mhm.
That's something I just got from
It's
that.
key, absolute key.
Yeah.
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 That's true for a lot of things too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, because I mean, even if you do think you have the tools and skills you need to like achieve whatever level of success, you really never have all that you need, because you should always still be learning and growing anyway. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
just gotta
Absolutely.
do the best you can.
Yeah,
you know?
I could
prepare
have-
yourself the best you can, but you never really
Yeah.
are fully prepared fully for
I agree.
anything.
You could have 10 degrees behind you, that's not going to amount to anything,
Yeah.
you know, unless you bring with it that air of confidence, and that confidence, in my opinion, is only going to come from one person, and that's God.
Mm. Yeah, attitude and perspective. I like
Absolutely.
that. I like that. What about you guys? Any thoughts?
No, I mean, everything he said was really good. Like what you said about, you know, coming in confident, like God has your back. You know, then you can really like accomplish anything. Because without God, we are nothing. But with God, we are everything. Well, not everything, but you know,
Sure.
like you can do so much more if you just humble yourself, versus coming in with a lot of pride and being like, you know, I'm the man, I got it all figured out. Well, you know, I mean, that's not going to last long, but if you really tap into God, like you're spending time with him, and you put all your trust in him, I mean, he's going to carry you through anything that is, whether that's, you know, music, work, school, problems you may be having, you know, anything in life. I mean, if you just trust in God and you know, you put all your trust in him and humble yourself, then, you know, you're unbeatable. So
It's good.
yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, I think that's real good. I think we've got our next song. I think it's coming.
Yeah.
Humble.
Yeah. Should it be math themed, or should we go with like a Shakespeare theme?
Yeah, or should we just
know,
let
Cal-
Josh do his thing?
Callie just like tipped her head up there. What, Shakespeare?
Love that.
It's my jam. Yeah, love it. Well, we could probably begin just a final round of final thoughts and really just final encouragement too. Because I mean, if you know, especially Brian, if you had anything else, man, you want to share, always love to give an opportunity. You know, if there's anything else that you want to add, we can just really do a final round of thoughts. We can kick off.
I love how you put the spot on me. It's great. I think it ties into Josh's dream. Is that I'm for a long time I struggled with identity as well, and finding where is my place in life, and looking at everybody else as an example instead of realizing that the only example that I needed was what God gave me, and honing in on my strengths and being able to look in the mirror and see the reflection as somebody that is amazing, and that somebody has the strengths and the potential and the perseverance and the drive to accomplish whatever I set my mind to.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's putting yourself on stage, but having the confidence that God gives you, and being able to set aside trials and tribulations from your past and say, you know what, this may have happened, but I'm going to persevere because God's forgiven me and God's given me the strength and the motivation. And because of that, I'm going to do amazing things. Just like Josh is going with it. He may wing it. And I guarantee you, and you can contest to that, 9 times out of 10, when he wings it and he puts his heart into it, it's probably going to come out to be one of the best things that he's ever created. And it's the same thing for my life and the things that I'm accomplishing now. I'm putting my heart and my soul into it, and I know it's coming from God. And that's all the motivation that I'm going to need. And I know that with that alone, I'll be able to have the faith to move mountains.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Dude, nailed it, dude.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love it. Any other?
No, just going off of that, you know, thinking about being original and not going with the flow of culture and what people expect of you. It's also about like your attitude, what you're saying, and your perspective and how you present yourself, and going back to also like everything that you do surrender is an act of worship. And I think that you've got a good thing going with this hip hop career. Maybe one day you'll be like Money K, but
3,000 views on YouTube.
Yes, that's the goal.
Basically platinum.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
basically platinum.
Dude,
Yeah.
for me, that would be platinum.
I'm sure we already have
Yeah.
Sorry.
way more than that already, but
For sure. But I think it's just all about an attitude thing. Like, this is something that you get to do.
yeah.
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 Just as so long as I can get front row tickets free.
Come on.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Dude,
Yeah.
I've done like one show. I'm a SoundCloud rapper. I'm not big, dude.
No, I could really
When
be a
you
hype
get
girl.
there,
Yeah. Keep on.
We'll see what
keeping on.
happens.
there you go.
Never know.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it does, it does. But if not, I just want ministry to be like my focus. Like whether it's music or just whatever it is, like
Yeah.
God, as long as He's first, you know, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, for sure. You know, I mean, we want to thank you for what you're doing, man. I mean, whether it's hip hop for life or you know, you go in a some type of different avenue, I'm sure
Yeah.
it's still going to be in the general same direction, you know.
right.
Same direction of just trying to influence people, be an example. Okay, you said you're getting a degree in ministry, right?
Right.
So, like, whatever you do, you know, whether it's through music, whatever vehicle you use, you know, we don't care, but we're here to support you.
Yeah,
however
thanks,
you're
man.
doing
I
it.
appreciate it.
Yeah, and then other people will use it as an example. I mean, because not just anyone can get on stage and put themselves out there like you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably one takeaway I've got.
Takes
Is
guts.
just being willing to take some risks to, you know, put yourself out there. And I think whenever you do take those risks, you get you get rewarded, you know.
Yep.
You can't get the rewards unless you take the risks, and you got to have the boldness to do it.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
and ultimately, we all are afraid that, oh no, we have this worst case scenario we might have in our mind, but really, we really have nothing to lose. Really, the risk is not putting ourselves out there, probably more than anything.
That's really good. Yeah.
So, want to commend you on that.
Thank you.
And what other thanks do we have? We got Joanne and Callie in the background from
Yeah.
our team.
Hospitality
Shout
is
out
here to
Conlon on the
represent.
video.
Follow us on Instagram.
We got the snacks.
We got the snacks.
We got the snacks. Isn't that a jingle or something?
I can make a freestyle about some snacks.
Oh my gosh, we totally could. Dude, I could kill. No, we did. We stayed up till like 3 a.m. mixing this song for our AP final grade. It was great. It's great. Educating students since 2008.
I do
2009.
appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, if you want to learn, just sit down.
That's a line. Famous
You want to
line.
learn, sit down. Hey,
Maybe not famous.
tell us
but-
again, where can we find you and all your stuff?
So SoundCloud, JC3 Raps. I'm the only one on there. Instagram, JC3,
The one
JC3
and
Raps.
only.
The only
That's
JC3
it.
Raps on there? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
JC3.
Like so I started off as JC3, and then like there are just so many on the app. I was just like,
Oh, okay.
I had to like set myself apart, so I just did JC3 Raps instead.
Gotcha.
So SoundCloud, JC3 Raps, Instagram, JC3 Raps. Go follow me, check it out. All glory to God.
I love the confidence
Yeah.
that he
I
exudes
love
just
that.
from his facial expression when he's saying that. It's
I'm
just
just
like,
saying
it's
it.
like, yeah,
What do you mean?
man, when you're saying it, man, you're just like exuding this air of confidence. It's like really makes me want to go online and follow you, which I will. And still,
Yeah.
That's all God, man.
Followed.
Just like,
Follow.
that's great.
There'll
That's
also
great.
be a direct link to all of his things on the Generation Giants podcast Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Said our communications director. Yes.
Yes.
Good. Good. Perfect. Well, guys, all of you, thank you guys for hopping on. It's been a blast.
thanks for having us on the show, man.
Thank you.
We appreciate
Yeah.
it.
It's been a good one.
Yeah,
was
we
good.
expect free CDs, free shows, free tickets.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks,
And
guys.
we're out.
All right.
Oh my god, this is just so hard. I don't understand any of this.
I can't figure this out at all.
If only we had some cool rappers who could just teach us all this.
We could call Mike, Hay, and Little Eddie.
Let me get out my phone.
Never fear! Money Can, Lou Eddie are here!
INTEGRATEIT. Do you know what that mean, man? INTEGRATEIT. Do you know what that means? See a squiggly sign. Don't know what to do. Freaking out, feeling lost, gotta poo-poo. You wanna learn, sit down. Wanna learn, sit down. Wanna learn, sit down. Wanna learn, sit down. INTEGRATE.